Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the Red Caboose. So, I've got a couple of things I wanted to kind of show off what I'm working on right now, and a couple of fun things. Number 12 over there is gotten a little bit of a glow up. The original paint I didn't do, but I did all the weathering. I changed the smokestack, gave her a LED light, and she's actually got DCC now. I custom installed that, and I'll be doing that to number 3 on the right there later on. I've got more or less just layout work that I've been doing. I just wanted to kind of show you guys, so let's go over there. Right, so I think the biggest thing is right now is that I got the wiring for this table section all wired up. Well, it's not wired up, but I have the feeder wires going down through the foam and underneath into the table here. So let's take a look, see. Yeah, so I've got feeders down over there, don't mind the pants. But yeah, so I still have to run my, 20 gauge? 14 gauge wire across the bottom of the table to supply the power. And I have these little connectors. These are okay. They're not my favorite, but they get the job done. They have a pretty good connection. They're hard to kind of install these into the little boxes here, because once you get this crimped on, it's like, fuck, it's almost impossible to get them in there. It's a pain in the butt. And I also have these lovely little suitcase connectors. These are all right to use. I mean, I don't hate them. I just wish I had something better to crimp onto them than my big, whatever the electricians call these. Forgive me, I don't know the term. Crimper, plier, cutters. Yes, I don't know the actual term of them. The all-in-one wire stripper, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I've got all the track glued down, roadbed and track glued down up to about the table connection. And down over that way, you see where the little bridge is at. Over there, I plan to have a turntable. I have to buy the turntable first and put the kit together, but I plan to get a Wiseman Model Services 65-foot ON30 turntable. Be a big turntable. I wasn't originally planning on going on that, so I think that's 65 inches. It equals out to about 17, 18 inches. It's a big turntable. I wasn't originally planning on that, but considering there's no in-between of like between a 13.5 turntable and a 17-inch turntable, I went with a 17 because I'd like to be able to spin my K27s on my train layout without using my hands, the old 050. So, and then over here, I've got kind of my mine scene. I'm going to have this guy kind of go over towards the mine, and that's kind of a ways, and I think that's kind of more ideal for the train lane, I think it's more ideal to have a nice scene going with this kind of little ON18 track going over to the tipple. I'll have to add on to the tipple a little bit, make it taller in order to accommodate for that track. So, and then I plan to put got a retaining wall. I want to put a retaining wall right over here next to the tracks to add like a what is it called? I knew the term. Kind of a like fill dirt, like the dirt that the mine can't use. It'd be a pile of it right here. Someone will tell me what it is later on, but that's kind of the idea. I want to have like a small mound and then with a little trestle kind of going towards the tipple. And then I wanted the tipple so far out so that way it was able to load 2 cars, right, without having to be switched out. Kind of the idea here. So like the train would come, put the cars in, and then leave them until they're filled. However, that's going to work. And then I actually had to put this tipple on 1 inch of foam to get it up high enough. And I mean, that's going to make for some nice little scenery. So I'll have to figure out what else I want up here. Maybe a little shack right here. Maybe I might actually, now that I think about it, I might do a road kind of coming down this way, but there might be a switch right here, so I'm not entirely certain how that's going to work. So I'll have to play around with some ideas, but I think a little building right next to it would work, and I have to do some more custom building to this. Aside from the top, I want to add a little walkway down and maybe some stairs. Because, I mean, how else is the guy going to get up here to remove the little boards that go in here? I mean, come on. It makes sense. Have get the guy some stairs or a ladder. Be a good idea. Let's see, what else is there to talk about? Oh, yeah. That switch track is going to lead into a 2-track yard. And then this long one along the side here, that is for the passenger train. There's going to be a station about where the wire and the soldering iron is. I plan to put a train station in there. Probably also going to be a little bit more scratch building, which, not a big deal. I can do that. Actually, and then, oh, yeah, going back a little bit here. After I get the turntable, that's when I plan to kind of glue down and get that table wired in. That'll be a while, though. That'll be quite a while. It's probably 2 or 3 months out, or more, to be honest. But other than that, the layout's coming along really nicely. Kind of got to figure out mountainside. I still want to do a kind of like a snow shed over here, probably end it just before the switch, so there's not a whole lot of building there, but I do want something to kind of fill in this area a little bit. And then I'll kind of do what I did up here. I'll add some more rock castings to the top of the snow shed to kind of fill this in a little bit. And then I'll just add dirt and rock on top of it, whatever I need. But I think a short snow shed would be a pretty cool idea. That or something to help with rock slides or whatnot. Not that there's going to be a rock slide on this short mountain. But yeah, it's kind of what I've got going on right now. I'm sorry for all the waving around and whatnot. I'm just kind of getting things straight in my head, you know, like trying to figure out where things are going to go. I plan to have another switch track right here, so the wiring on this module is not technically done yet, but it's done enough to where I can get a train running on both sides of the runaround over here. I was dabbling with the idea of getting the wiring done up to the, over there, up to right there. Sorry for the weird camera angle. I was focusing my own eyeballs over there instead of the camera. I was thinking of running the wires all the way up to about that middle straight piece between the two switches, but I don't know yet. That might be a while out. But for the time being, I've got to get the main wiring done underneath this module, and then I'll do all the little bits and bobs later on when I get more track and more switches. I think I only need, 2 switches? I need 1 switch for here and then 1 switch for the yard, and I think that'll be it for switches on the railroad. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for track, and then when the track's all done, I can focus more on the scenery. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've got going on. And with that, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it on this video for this time. This is the Red Caboose signing off for another day, and you guys all have a wonderful weekend.